Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host for the evening, the Director of the Office of Emergency Medical Services for the Virginia Department of Health, Mr. Gary Brown.
Thank you very much. I would like to go ahead and welcome you to the 39th Annual Virginia EMS Symposium's Governor's EMS Awards Banquet for 2018. And we'll just get started right away, and I will ask my friend and colleague, Fire Chief Jeffrey Wise of Norfolk Fire and Rescue to come forward. Chief Wise will call for the Norfolk Fire and Rescue Color Guard, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. After that, Gary Coggan will sing the national anthem, and this will be followed by Reverend Briggs, who will give the invocation, and afterwards, Chief Wise will introduce the Honorable Mayor of the City of Norfolk. Chief Wise.
Good evening. If I could, I'd like to ask you to stand, please. And please remain standing through the Pledge of Allegiance, the singing of our national anthem, and our opening prayer. Norfolk Fire Rescue Honor Guard, present the colors. If you would repeat with me, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now retired firefighter and civilian part-time inspector for Norfolk Fire Rescue, Gary Coggan, will sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Honor Guard, retire the colors.
Order, colors. Ready, take. Forward, march.
Now I'd like to ask Senior Chaplain Reverend Dr. Leroy Briggs to come and open us in prayer.
Good evening. If you would, let us focus our hearts and our minds on our Heavenly Father in heaven, the source of all our strength and blessings. Heavenly Father, Almighty God, we thank you for this evening. We thank you for bringing all these emergency medical service personnel to our city for training and recertification. We thank you, Lord, that they've had the time to make new friendships and renew old acquaintances. And we truly thank you, Lord, for the task that they have every day in helping others who are in need. Bless them, Lord, because this is truly a job that takes compassion and love for others. For this, Lord, thank you for giving them the strength. And Lord, when they prepare to leave this place this weekend to go to their respective homes and cities, I ask that you give them traveling mercies. Guide them and direct them. Let them always know that they're under your watchful eye. And now, Lord, bless this ceremony as only you can. This I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Please be seated. Well, good evening and welcome. I just have to say this, and I say it pretty much every time. Every time Gary sings, he sends a chill down my spine with that anthem. Thank you, Gary. And Chaplain, your service to our members is above anything we could hope or imagine, and so thank you for that. And thank you for opening us this evening. The next speaker to the stage, it is my pleasure to provide an introduction for Kenneth Cooper Alexander. He's a native of Norfolk who has earned several appointed and elected positions during his public career. Our mayor was sworn in as the first African-American mayor in Norfolk in the year 2016. Before his successful election as the mayor of Norfolk, Mayor Alexander served 10 years in the Virginia House of Delegates and served 4 years in the Senate of Virginia, where he served on several committees, subcommittees, and commissions. In addition, Mayor Alexander contributed to the city of Norfolk by serving on numerous commissions prior to his work in Virginia's capital. Our mayor holds a master's degree from Norwich College and is a PhD candidate at Antioch University. Kenneth Cooper Alexander is a lifelong resident of Hampton Roads and is married to Donna Burnley Alexander. They have 2 school-age children, Kenneth II and David. As a department head in Norfolk, I can say firsthand that our mayor understands and appreciates public safety, and in particular, he understands and has an appreciation for EMS, for those that go help others in medical need. Would you join me in welcoming the mayor of the city of Norfolk, Kenneth Cooper Alexander?
Well, good evening. Thank you, Chief, for that warm introduction, and good evening to all of you. On behalf of the city of Norfolk, it gives me great pleasure to extend warm welcome to each of you. The city of Norfolk is excited to host the 39th Annual Virginia EMS Symposium and the Governor's EMS Awards. This year marks the 20th year that the EMS Symposium has been held here in the wonderful city of Norfolk. The city is proud to host a symposium of this size, to have lodging and amenities to accommodate the participants, more than 1,600. The city loves that. Because we hope that you get a chance to go out and spend some of your money in our restaurants, our mall, but more importantly, visit some of our museums and some of our other points of interest. For a symposium this size, it would not be possible to pull this off without the many volunteers. So won't you join me in thanking the many volunteers with a round of applause? I would also be remiss if I did not acknowledge the following anniversaries. the 40th anniversary of the Rescue Squad Assistance Fund, and the 50th anniversary of the Office of Emergency Medical Services. Chief Wise, would you come back to the podium? I want you to stand right beside me, Chief, right over here so all we can see you. He was not expecting this. I would like to make a presentation on behalf of the City of Norfolk to Chief Wise, not only because of the anniversaries that we are celebrating tonight, but Chief, I want to present you with a recognition for 40 years of committed, dedicated, and distinguished service to the citizens of Norfolk. You may have missed the city's service recognition ceremony by 2 months due to your pending retirement, but the city was not going to let this go by unrecognized without saying thank you. I want to read this in its entirety. It is short, but I want to read it because he deserves for it to be read in your hearing. In sincere appreciation for exemplary service to the City of Norfolk and its citizens, this certificate of appreciation is presented on the anniversary of the 40 years of service to Jeffrey F. Wise as a salute for your superior contribution to the Department of Fire and Rescue. Your dedication to the finest principles of service has set a fine example for all of your fellow workers and citizens. Your efforts have strengthened Norfolk as the economic and cultural hub of Hampton Roads. You have preserved and enhanced the environment, setting and assets of the city, and you are the finest of the finest. Chief, on behalf of a grateful city, I present you with this certificate signed by our city manager, Doug Smith, as well as to give you a distinguished badge. It has a diamond because you are a diamond, Chief, to us. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing an outstanding Chief, Jeff Wise.
Chief, that is well-deserved, and you earned it, and it's really great that the mayor could be here to present that to you. And one thing we can do when we want to in the EMS, we can keep secrets, so I'm glad it was a surprise. Okay, just a couple of housekeeping things. The mayor did talk about the total number of registrants we have here this year. When you add in faculty, staff, vendors, and guests, we're pushing probably about 2,500 people that have descended in your city, Mr. Mayor, and and they have spent money. I've seen it, and they've bought a lot of beverages and everything else that goes along with that. So, but it is a good partnership, and we're glad to be here. We also have special guests from not just throughout the Commonwealth, but we are attracting guests from other states, EMS providers that look at the Virginia EMS Symposium as something they can't get in their own state. And they come here for the training and certification. We have guests from as far away as Alaska and also countries such as Ecuador that are here in attendance. An educational conference, because that's what this is takes the work of dozens and dozens and dozens of people, and without calling names, I do want to thank all the members of the 2018 Symposium Program Committee, all members of the Office of EMS and their significant others who put up with us doing this. Obviously, Norfolk Fire and Rescue and the entire city of Norfolk. Our friends from Fire Services, all faculty members, faculty assistants, all contractors, and volunteers. And I'm glad the mayor mentioned that assist in planning, coordinating, and offering this year's symposium. I'd also like to thank the vendors and the sponsors for their support of Virginia's premier EMS conference. Also, please complete your evaluations. I tell you each year that we do read every single word of the evaluations, and we use that to help make next year's symposium even better. We give us ideas, tell us what you think we could have done better, or changes that you would like to see, but also classes and faculty members you'd like for us to bring in. We also have already on our website a call for presentations for the 2019 Virginia EMS Symposium. So if you're interested in teaching for us, please go to our website and complete that. If you have people you would like to suggest, please go to the website and do that as well. Next year will be our 40th Virginia EMS Symposium, and we are already taking the motto in our office that we're going to go big or go home, and we've got some really exciting things planned for next year already. With that, I do want to introduce Dr. Param Jabari. You guys be nice to me because he's my new boss, so he does my performance review. So, but on behalf of the Office of EMS, I do want to extend a warm welcome to Dr. Jabari, who assumed the position of Deputy Commissioner for Public Health and Preparedness on October the 10th of this year. Dr. Jabari is a board-certified preventive medicine physician with 10 years of experience as a local public health official, serving in Louisiana from 2006 to 2010, and in Virginia from 2010 to 2016 as the Chesterfield County Health District Director. Dr. Jabari is coming back to us from the Louisiana Department of Health, where he has been serving at the state leadership level for the past 2 years. He obtained his bachelor's degree from Johns Hopkins University, his medical doctorate from the University of Maryland School of Medicine, and completed his preventive medicine residency and Masters of Public Health at Tulane University. And so at this stage, Dr. Jabari, if you'll come forward, please.
Good evening, everyone. Mayor Alexander, Chief Wise, and our esteemed health and safety leaders across the state. Wow. As Mr. Brown just mentioned, I've only been here 4 weeks. This was one of my first official duties as Deputy Commissioner, and what a way to kickstart this. I am so absolutely impressed by the level of discussions, the level of learning, the level of commitment that all of you have shown to be here, away from your work, away from your duties, some of you away from your families, to come and ensure that the service that you provide remains top-notch, to come and learn from the best of the best across the state. And for many of you who have those long days, long hours, and go home after helping those in need, perhaps you don't always get a chance to talk about what has happened. Perhaps it's not appropriate. Perhaps there's not somebody there that can really listen or understand your story. But here in this room, you know you have colleagues, you have folks who have perhaps more experience, some less experience, many others like you perhaps with the same level of experience, where you can share some of that, some of the thoughts, some of the learnings, and get a lending ear. And so in addition to the learning that goes on, I know how important this conference is for many of you, because it just reminds each of you, as it does myself, what it means to be a public servant, and that many of you chose this profession not for the high dollars, not necessarily for the accolades, but to know, again, that you can make a difference, you can save a life, and ultimately serve your community and yourself in the highest level possible. And with that, I'd like to give all of you a round of applause. I can't help but brag just a little bit, even though I have absolutely nothing to do with the success of this event. of the amazing turnout. I have been in public health for 15 years, originally from Maryland, but never have I seen a health department be able to host such an event at such numbers. It's just absolutely astounding. And so if okay with Mr. Brown, I'd like him and all of his staff from the Virginia Department of Health, Office of Emergency Medical Services, to stand and be recognized, because as many of you know who've done work like this takes a lot of effort, a lot of planning, and as you heard, they're already planning for next year's. But at this moment, I'd like the Office of EMS to stand and be recognized for all their work as well. I'm also privileged to be here tonight to share the message of the governor. As many of you know, this is the governor's EMS Awards, and he sends his regrets for not being able to be here in person with all of you, but he has shared some words and would like me to share that with you all tonight. So from our governor, Governor Northam, it is my great honor and privilege to congratulate all of the nominees and winners to be announced at tonight's 2018 Governor's EMS Awards. Each day, EMS providers and first responders work tirelessly to protect Virginians and to ensure their health, safety, and well-being. You respond to some of the most dangerous and life-threatening emergencies, often putting your own life at risk in order to save others. Your commitment to answer the call for help and your dedication to complete the required training is what makes Virginia's EMS so astounding. Your heroic efforts have not gone unnoticed, and it is with the utmost respect that I thank you for your continued service to the Commonwealth of Virginia. Sincerely, Governor Northam. As Mr. Brown has said, we always want to make it a little bit better. Not just this conference, but all of what we do each and every day. As your new Deputy Commissioner for Public Health, that's what I commit to you tonight. We like to make it better. Our work, our service in Virginia is one that's quite unparalleled in many respects. But there's always room for improvement, because at the end of the day, we're all here to serve our citizens. And when we're out there in the field, we want to make sure that you as a provider have the tools that's necessary, the technology, and of course, from the Virginia Department of Health, the training that you need to do your everyday job. But there's many more things that we can do. Some of you may have heard our Commissioner of Health, Dr. Oliver, who has been doing town halls talking about population health. I had the opportunity to also join the EMS Advisory Board meeting on Wednesday, where we talked about the work that's done with our public health and safety. It doesn't just start when the 911 calls come in and the patient's delivered to the hospital where they need to go. The patient's ultimately connected to the community. And Dr. Oliver's message to all of us is to think about population health, to think about those things, what we call social determinants of health, that'll predict whether you'll get another 911 call from that residence, whether that individual is going to wind up calling you not just once, not just twice, but perhaps a dozen, maybe 30, maybe 50 times. For those who are not in the field, you think those are astounding numbers, but yes, we have citizens across Virginia who wind up using EMS as their primary care, who wind up not knowing the difference of when do you call 911 and when do you actually utilize these important and essential services. And so we have a ways to go in public health to be able to educate our partners to say, when is it appropriate to make that call? What can we do to prevent that call from being made in the first place? And when it is, to make sure that the community member has the resources, the assets at their hands, and that all of you can do your jobs at the highest levels. So while we are focused tonight on training, I want to make sure that for tonight, of course, after hours, after we have a chance to hear from some of the other speakers, if you would like to share anything with me, I'll be here through the evening, but also to the Office of EMS. Share your comments, share your thoughts. How can we improve public health and safety across the state? That is not only my wish, it's the Commissioner's wish, and without your help, without your input, we wouldn't be able to do what we are doing tonight. Again, I want to thank everyone. I know we have a list of folks who will be coming up to the podium shortly. Gary, you've done an amazing job as Chief Wise's work has been recognized as lifetime career. Perhaps we'll have the opportunity to recognize you at the next year's 40th symposium as, again, another proud professional who's dedicated his life and his career to the betterment of the health and safety of folks in Virginia. So thank you once again. Appreciate your attention. Mr. Brown.
So, Chief Wise, you're going out on your 40th year of service, so is my new boss saying next year that's it for me? Okay, I get it. I guess I'll start putting my retirement papers in the works now. Okay. I say this every year, and I will continue to say it for as long as I am here. So those who do attend this every year, it is old hat to you, and I hope you don't get bored by what I say. And for those of you that may be new in the audience, hopefully you will learn that I'm very passionate about our military. And for many years, Veterans Day has always fallen during the symposium. This year it falls on Monday, this coming Monday. But I always recognize our past and current members of our armed forces. Veterans Day is a U.S. legal holiday dedicated to American veterans of all wars. In 1918, 100 years ago, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, an armistice was declared between the Allied nations and Germany in World War I, then known as the Great War. The date was commemorated the following year in many countries as Armistice Day. In 1938, the United States Congress officially changed the name to be legally known as Veterans Day. Veterans Day pays tribute to all American veterans, living or dead, but especially gives thanks to living veterans who served our country honorably during war or peacetime. For anyone that has attended this awards program in the past also knows that I insist to have the American flag draped behind me while I'm at this podium. I feel very deeply that we should always salute, defend, and support our American flag. Secondly, it should act as a reminder that as Americans, we are all linked together by that fabric, and that we as EMS providers are part of a larger national first response system. Each year, I also like to pick a video to show at this awards program. But first at this time, I would like all veterans and all members, past and present, of the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, National Guard, and Coast Guard to please stand at this time. Please keep standing. I want all you guys to still stand, okay? I also want to say that today marks the 243rd birthday or founding of the Marine Corps, today. There you go. I love it. And I do want you to stand while I read this. The other day I was just Googling some information, and I came across this, and I thought it was really appropriate to honor those that are standing here tonight. And it's from General Colin Powell, actually on Veterans Day back in 1989. And this is what he said, and I think it's very appropriate. He says, "I can think of no place I, as a soldier and as an American citizen and as a fellow veteran, would rather be today than at this ceremony than here in Arlington National Cemetery, in the silence, honored presence of those veterans who gave their last measure of devotion to their nation. Their sacrifice in the name of peace and freedom have made this nation what it is today. By their sacrifice, they give us our strength, our vibrancy. We, the living, must ensure that their sacrifice was not in vain. I am honored to be given the opportunity to speak to you this day in the company of these American heroes. For you, too, are heroes, you men and women in this audience. and your comrades around the country and the world who set aside other pursuits and answered the call to serve your nation. Our veterans continue to serve our nation in careers ranging from business to education, from law enforcement to public safety. And it seems wherever they go, their lives are characterized by that same sense of duty and courage and selflessness forged during their years in our armed forces. The nation owes a great debt to its veterans, whose service to the nation spans every decade, every year, every day of our country's existence. This nation is what it is today because of the efforts and sacrifices of its veterans. Again, let's show a great appreciation and a loud round of applause to everyone that's standing here in this audience. Thank you. And with that, I would like to show another moving and meaningful salute to our veterans and current military service men and women. And in this video, we will be reminded of the power of hope, that little things in life matter, respect everyone, and you should measure a person by the size of their heart, and that one person can change the world. So let's take a look, please.
My name is Staff Sergeant David Crockett, United States Army.
My name is Tyler Southern. I was a corporal in the United States Marine Corps.
Just outside of Samara, Iraq, we were hit with a massive IED.
We were given accurate intelligence that were up to 6 Taliban held up in a compound.
Instantly, just a blast of hot air just came over me, and an intense pressure that you couldn't imagine.
We all split up and took different sides. I led my team to the far side, which was laced with 4 IEDs.
At that point, it basically rendered me unconscious for 45 minutes. I was in and out for about an hour until I basically kind of came to in a field hospital at Fob Spiker in Tikrit.
We all missed the first one on the front corner and turkey peeking a doorway. I stepped on the second. 10 pounds of homemade explosives, pressure plate IED, buried 6 inches, detonated immediately.
I've been home about 6 months now, and I still have my doubts. I'm not sure how I got here or how I'm gonna get out. And my mama says I look the same as I did before I left. But if she could see inside of me, it would scare her to death. I can still taste the powder from the barrel of my gun. I can hear my sergeant screaming, "Run, soldier, run." I can feel the backpack on my shoulders, got it weighed a ton. And I see death in every single thought. They taught me how to put that uniform on. I just can't get it off. Last Saturday they honored us in a small parade downtown. When they shot off those fireworks, I nearly hit the ground. And while they smiled and cheered for us, all I could do was stare. 'Cause part of me is here at home, but part of me's back there. And I can still taste the powder from the back
I've prided myself on finding the silver lining in absolutely every situation. No matter how hard it is to find, there is a bright side to everything. I may have been relieved of 3 of my original issued limbs, but that gave me the opportunity to find true love, family, made him a possibility. You know, you might have to widen your gaze, but it's there.
It is the veteran, not the preacher, that has given us freedom of religion. It is the veteran, not the reporter, who has given us freedom of the press. It is the veteran, not the poet, who has given us freedom of speech. It is the veteran, not the campus organizer, who has given us the right to assemble. It is the veteran, not the lawyer, who has given us the right to a fair trial. It is the veteran, not the politician, who has given us the right to vote. It is the veteran who salutes the flag, who serves under the flag, and whose coffin is draped by the flag. Our military personnel, past and present, serve with honor, dignity, integrity, and deserve our respect and appreciation every day. Thank you so much. I would like Kevin Dillard somewhere in this room. If he would start walking forward, I'd be most appreciative. I can't see anything with the light in my eyes. Oh, there he is, right there. For those of you who routinely attend the Symposium Awards program, you know we also incorporate a tribute to the National EMS Memorial Service into our program. The National EMS Memorial Service is approved by the United States Congress as the official memorial for EMS. The purpose of the National EMS Memorial Service is to remember and honor those emergency medical services personnel who have died in the line of duty and to recognize their ultimate sacrifice they have made for their fellow man. Again, I would like to introduce my friend and colleague, Kevin Dillard, founder, past president, and director emeritus of the National EMS Memorial Service.
Well, good evening to everybody. It's this time each and every year that we take a moment to pause from our training and from our festivities to reflect and remember those EMS providers that have died in the line of duty nationwide. This year we held our service in May, and we recognized 36 EMS providers that died in the line of duty. Of those 36, 8 were from decades ago. We've been doing research to identify providers that have died in the line of duty that haven't been recognized, and these 8 we found were from New York. So of the 36 providers that are being recognized tonight, they come from 11 different states, and I ask that you join with me now as we pay tribute to these 36 providers that gave the ultimate sacrifice.
The supermarket flowers from the windowsill. I through the day, oh, tea from the cup. Packed up the photo album Matthew had made, memories of a life that's been loved. Took the gill wells and cars and stuffed animals, poured the old ginger beer down the sink. Dad always told me, don't you cry when you're down, but Mom, there's a tear every time that I blink.
Oh, I'm in pieces, it's tearing me up, but I know a heart that's broke is a heart that's been loved.
So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go, and when God takes you back, you say hallelujah, you're home. I've left the pillows, made the bed, stacked the chairs up, folded your nightgowns neatly in a case. John said he'd drive, then put his hand on my cheek and wiped a tear from the side of my face.
I hope that I see the world as you did, 'cause I know a life with love is a life that's been lived.
So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go, and when God takes you back, you say hallelujah, you're home. Hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. You got to see the person I have become. Spread your wings, and I know that when God takes you back, you say hallelujah, you're home.
Laughter is the only thing that'll keep you sane. And this world is crying more and more every day. Don't let evil get you down in this madness spinning round and round. I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue. Some people say faith is a childish game. Play on children
like it's Christmas Day. Sing me a song, sing me a melody, sing out loud, you're a symphony. I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue. I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue. Take courage when the road is long. Don't ever forget you are never alone. I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue. I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue. Oh yeah, I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue. Oh yeah, I want you to live forever underneath
You may be seated. The bugle that Randy Abernathy was playing taps with is actually over 100 years old. It was a World War I bugle. It was used by Earl Strickler of the 116th Infantry. He was 20 years old and from Virginia. And the bugle was loaned to us by Jeff Howdy Shell with Prince William Fire and Rescue. And Randy only had it about 2 or 3 days ago to actually practice, because a bugle from 100 years ago was quite different from a bugle of today. So, Randy, great job. We really appreciate it. Okay, we're going to shift gears, and at this time, we're going to start with the Governor's EMS Awards for 2018. And I'd like to call on Dr. Jerry, Deputy Commissioner, and Scott Winston, Assistant Director for the Office of EMS, to come up on stage and participate in this portion of our program. What we will do is that we have the introductions of the various categories pre-recorded, and then the person receiving the award, their name will be called at the end. If you hear your name, congratulations. Try to start walking forward as soon as you do, so we can keep things moving relatively quickly. And we would prefer that you come up on this side of the stage, and so the table here, possibly if we could get you guys to shift your chairs around a little bit to give the people that will be receiving the award a little bit of space there, we certainly would appreciate it. And I think that was it, and I think my cue is to possibly say, let's start with the first category.
Our first award this evening is the Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding Contribution to EMS by a high school senior, the Dr. Carol Gilbert $5,000 Scholarship. And the nominees are Joseph Cooper, Sterling Volunteer Fire Company; Elizabeth Cullinan, Goochland County Fire Rescue; Michaela Cunning, Fredericksburg Rescue Squad; James Hall, Richmond County Department of Emergency Services; Charles Hatter, Greene County Rescue Squad; Adam Lane, Washington County Life Saving Crew; Megan LeConte, Warren County Fire and Rescue; Savannah McPherson, Louise County Volunteer Rescue Squad; Connor Moran, Christiansburg EMS; Sarah Myers, Amherst Life Saving Crew; Brandon Prost, Stanton Augusta County First Aid and Rescue Squad. The Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding Contribution to EMS by a High School Senior Award goes to Michaela Cunning of Fredericksburg Rescue Squad.
For Michaela Cunny, the best part of being an EMT is not only feeling as if she is making a difference in her community, but it is also the people she meets and the friends she makes along the journey. Michaela discovered her passion for the medical field while enrolled in an EMT course in high school. She soon began volunteering with the Fredericksburg Rescue Squad. For her, providing patients with the best possible pre-hospital care is the most important aspect of EMS. In addition to earning her National Registry certification, Michaela was ranked one of the top students academically in her senior class and rated the 3rd top tennis player in the state of Virginia. Michaela is currently attending Virginia Commonwealth University, where she was accepted into the prestigious Guaranteed Admission Program for Medicine. Let's give another round of applause for Michaela Cunny.
Our next category is the Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding Contribution to EMS Telecommunication, and the nominees are Christina Adams, Harrisonburg Rockingham Emergency Communications Center; Tammy DeHaven, Winchester Emergency Communications Center; Alexis Stimsek, Chesterfield Emergency Communications; Devin Frazier, New River Valley Emergency Communications Regional Authority; Michael Grandstaff, Scottsdale Volunteer Fire Department, Lucana County Sheriff's Office; Randy Green, Eastern Shore 911 Center. Marcella Keene, Tazewell County 911 Center, Richlands Fire Rescue. Sarah Riopelle, York Horseman, Williamsburg 911. Mindy Seacrest, Arlington County Fire Department. Tammy Tolson, Stafford County Sheriff's Office, Mountain View Volunteer Rescue Squad. The Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding Contribution to EMS Telecommunication is awarded to Mindy Seacrest of Arlington County Fire Department.
Mindy Seacrest has worked in public safety for Arlington County for the past 18 years and has an extensive amount of experience as a certified emergency medical dispatcher. She is a member of the Emergency Communications Center's Critical Incident Stress Management and Traumatic Exposure Recovery Program team and has participated in many interventions for Arlington personnel during potential crisis. She has also received numerous awards in connection with her work as a crisis intervention team member, including Crisis Intervention Team Dispatcher of the Year for 2 consecutive years. Mindy's dedication to public safety is shown through her continuous efforts to enhance her knowledge, skills, and abilities to serve her community better and improve the public safety system. Unfortunately, Mindy could not be here tonight. I think possibly Craig Evans is accepting on, oh, right here. Again, congratulations to Mindy Seacrest.
Thanks everybody from the bottom of the order.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. And now the next category.
Our next award is the Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding Contribution to EMS for Children. And the nominees are Tiffany Chatham, Boston Medical Center, Dinwiddie County Fire and EMS, Fairfax County Youth Suicide Review Team, Fairfax County Fire and Rescue Department, Sandy Holland, Fredericksburg Rescue Squad, Joshua Salyers, Richland Fire Rescue, Kelly England Will, Eastern Virginia Medical School, Portsmouth EMS. The Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding Contribution to EMS for Children is awarded to Kelly England Will of Eastern Virginia Medical School, Portsmouth EMS.
Kelly Will has spent much of her career focusing on pediatric health and injury prevention. She holds a doctorate of philosophy and clinical psychology with an emphasis in clinical health. Kelly currently serves as a professor at Eastern Virginia Medical School with an appointment to pediatrics and a secondary appointment to the Department of Psychiatry and Behavioral Sciences. She has been recognized throughout the Commonwealth and nationally for her Boost 'em Up program and public service videos that focus on improving booster seat usage. Her passion for education and children's health is shown through her many honors and dedication to the field. Thank you. Congratulations. And then we'll go to the next category.
Our next award is the Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding Contribution to EMS Health and Safety. The nominees are Bedford County Department of Fire and Rescue, Chesterfield County Fire and EMS Peer Support Team, Dorothy Gill, Arlington County Fire Department, Newport News Fire Department Peer Support Team, Gregory Knoll, Chesapeake Fire Department, Southwest Virginia EMS Council, Spotsylvania County Fire, Rescue, and Emergency Management. The Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding Contribution to EMS Health and Safety is awarded to Chesterfield County Fire and EMS Peer Support Team.
The Chesterfield County Fire and EMS Peer Support Team was originally created in 1989 as a critical incident stress debriefing team designated to address mental health conditions resulting from traumatic call responses. In 2010, the team conducted a research study to address members' needs, which culminated in adopting the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation's Stress First Aid Program. As a result, the peer support team has since increased membership and has expanded services to other public safety groups, including retirees, chaplains, local police, and sheriff's departments. Since its inception, the peer support program has served as a key component of providing resources to EMS providers across all areas of public safety, helping to improve the health and well-being of the men and women who sacrifice each day to help others. Again, let's have a round of applause for Chesterfield County Fire and EMS peer support team.
Our next award is the Governor's EMS Award for the nurse with outstanding contribution to EMS. The nominees are Abdullah Jalil Bentala, Inova Alexandria Hospital; Karen Bonham, Twin County Regional Healthcare; Kelly Brown, Centra Health; Sarah Beth Dinwiddie, Carillion Clinic; Karen Herring, Centara Princess Anne Hospital; Ruth Hurley, Lake Monticello Volunteer Rescue Squad; Camry Mackison, Farquier Hospital; Matt Painter, PHI, Air Medical Air Care; Tammy Smith, Centara Careplex Hospital; Lisa Wells, Valley Health, Winchester Medical Center. The Governor's EMS Award for Nurse with Outstanding Contribution to EMS goes to Sarah Beth Dinwiddie, Carillion Clinic;
Sarah Beth Dinwiddie is committed to the health and well-being of her community and the Commonwealth, not only as a nurse, but also as an educator and first responder. Her involvement with EMS began in 1998, and she has been actively engaged in emergency services by serving as an agency training officer, a travel emergency room nurse, and a clinical team leader for the emergency department at Carillion Roanoke Memorial Hospital, where she currently works as the trauma outreach coordinator. Sarah Beth exhibits great pride and enthusiasm in the work she does with the community, such as providing knowledge on wilderness emergency care, the Stop the Bleed campaign, and other outreach services. In addition, she is an active participant on numerous local, regional, and state committees. Again, congratulations, Sarah Beth Dinwiddie.
Our next category is the Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding EMS Pre-Hospital Provider, and the nominees are Laura Baxter, Life Care Medical Transports; Robert Crandall, Arlington County Fire Department; Andre Dorsey, Newport News Fire Department; William Garrett Friedman, Hanover Fire and EMS; Cheryl King, Chesapeake Fire Department; Heidi Morris, Campbell County Public Safety; Dale Painter, Mount Jackson Rescue and Fire Department; Matthew Sacra, Roanoke County Fire and Rescue; Maxie Skeen, Cleveland Life Saving Group; Amy Warner, Mount Solon Fire Department and Rescue Squad; Melanie Welcher, Western Albemarle Rescue Squad. The Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding EMS Pre-Hospital Provider goes to Maxie Skeen of the Cleveland Life Saving Crew.
Throughout her extensive career in EMS, Maxie Skeen has demonstrated exceptional commitment and dedication to the EMS system, not only in the Southwest region, but also throughout the Commonwealth. Maxie became an active member of the EMS community in 1966 and has volunteered with the Cleveland Rescue Squad for more than 52 years. She is certified as an EMT intermediate and runs calls almost daily. Maxie is also dedicated to recruitment and mentoring, understanding that EMS providers must continually rise up the next generation. She can often be found at local schools performing EMS demonstrations for students and was instrumental in starting the agency's junior squad. Maxine Skeen is a leader in the EMS community and has earned the respect of both her colleagues and the people she serves. And no, this is not Maxine, this is Bill Akers, accepting on behalf of Maxine Skeen. Category.
Our next category is the Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding Pre-Hospital Educator, and the nominees are Jason Ferguson, Central Virginia Community College; Paul Fleenor, Blacksburg Volunteer Rescue Squad; Joey Hemmett, Colonial Heights Fire and EMS; Kathy Hatter, Greene County Rescue Squad; Cody Jackson, Southwest Virginia Paramedic Program; Melissa Kim Johnson, Rappahannock Community College; Christopher Groboff, Fairfax County Fire Rescue; Kimberly Madison, Spotsylvania Volunteer Rescue Squad; Steve Powell, Rockingham County Fire Department; Frank Signorelli, Tidewater Community College. The Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding EMS Pre-Hospital Educator goes to Jason Ferguson of Central Virginia Community College.
For over 25 years, Jason Ferguson has served a pivotal role in the EMS community and has helped shape the way providers have been educated in Central Virginia. At the age of 16, he began his career as a volunteer with the Manelson Volunteer Rescue Squad. In 2004, Jason was appointed Director of Public Safety Programs at Central Virginia Community College, where he oversees administration of justice, emergency medical services, and fire science technology, as well as all courses offered through the American Heart Association. In addition, he is a flight paramedic for Central One, a state EMS advisory board member, and a mentor who personally invests in each and every student's success and abilities to be the best they can. Again, let's congratulate Jason Ferguson.
Our next category is the Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding EMS Agency, and the nominees are Amherst County Public Safety, Ballard Health Air Transport, Forest View Volunteer Rescue Squad, Frederick County Fire and Rescue Department, Harrisonburg Rescue Squad, Newport News Fire Department, Prince William County Department of Fire and Rescue, Quantico Fire and Emergency Services, Vinton First Aid Group, Virginia Beach Volunteer Rescue Squad. The Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding EMS Agency is presented to the Newport News Fire Department.
The Newport News Fire Department is a fire-based ALS EMS system that provides traditional EMS services. All department employees are trained at a minimum level of AEMT, with most providers at EMTI or EMT paramedic. Recent initiatives by the Newport News Fire Department include such implementation of the Pulse Point public CPR dispatch system in Newport News and their community paramedicine mobile integrated healthcare pilot program. In addition to providing quality care to those in need, the agency always takes pride in the services and support it offers to its members. The department provides gym memberships, helps those who choose to increase their medical certification, and provides an active peer support team and full access to the regional CISM team. And again, congratulations to the Newport News Fire Department for outstanding EMS agency.
The Governor's EMS Award for Physician with Outstanding Contribution to EMS, the Frank M. Yiser Trophy, and the nominees are Dr. Dustin Anderson, Colonial Heights Fire and EMS, Dr. Eleanor Irwin, York County Department of Fire and Life Safety, Dr. Ken Folsom, Harrisonburg Rescue Squad, Dr. Paul Franz, Carillion Roanoke Memorial Hospital, Dr. Michael James, Fauquier Hospital, Dr. Paul Roscoe, Navy Fire and Emergency Services, Northeast Region, Dr. Edward Reed Smith, Arlington County Fire Department, Virginia Hospital Center, Dr. Chris Turnbull, Winchester Medical Center, Dr. Kenneth Turner, MedFlight 2, Ballard Health Air Transport, Dr. George Wortley, Centra Health. The Governor's EMS Award for Physician with Outstanding Contribution to EMS goes to Dr. Edward Reed Smith of Arlington County Fire Department, Virginia Hospital Center.
As an operational medical director, emergency physician, and author, Dr. Reed Smith has served a key role in the innovative medical care within the Northern Virginia region. His groundbreaking work in trauma, emergency casualty care, and the Rescue Task Force has been emulated nationally and internationally. Dr. Smith is a respected authority on many topics, including active shooter. His current focus is on a training program called Be the Help Until Help Arrives. It covers bleeding control, hypothermia prevention, simple airway techniques, and providing mental health support. The program is gaining national attention as being the most thorough training program available to the bystander of a violent event. Through training such as these, Dr. Smith is helping to empower the regular citizen to be the change needed most in critical situations. Again, Congratulations to Dr. Edward Reed Smith. Oh, okay. He's teaching in London, so he couldn't be here. So we don't feel too bad for him. So, okay, next award.
Our next category is the Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding EMS Administrator, the Kent J. Weber Trophy. The nominees are Gregory Baker, Richmond County Department of Emergency Services; Seth Taylor Carson, Ashland Volunteer Rescue Squad; Caitlin Cockerell, Culpeper County Rescue Squad; Lori Cook, Central Shenandoah Emergency Medical Services Council; David English, Blacksburg Volunteer Rescue Squad; Daniel Norville, Norfolk Fire Rescue; Jose Salazar, Loudoun County Fire and Rescue; Michelle Turner, Campbell County Public Safety; Matthew Whiting, Richlands Fire Rescue. The Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding EMS Administrator goes to Daniel Norville, Norfolk Fire Rescue.
Dan Norville has been a pillar in Virginia's EMS system for 44 years, serving in many capacities and roles. In 1974, he became a member of the Davis Corner Volunteer Fire Department and Rescue Squad and rose through the volunteer ranks, serving as chief and brigade commander. After 22 years, Dan retired from active volunteer service, but he continues to serve as a life member with Davis Corner Volunteer Fire Department. In 1978, Dan began his career with the City of Norfolk and assisted in the development of Norfolk Fire and Rescue. Currently, Dan is a battalion chief and is responsible for EMS response, quality assurance, compliance issues, provide administration and operational guidance to supervisors and providers regarding fire, EMS, hazmat, and technical rescue operations. In addition, Dan has been instrumental in providing assistance as a liaison for the Virginia EMS Symposium for the past 16 years. He resides on numerous committees at the regional and state level, providing support to enhance EMS and patient care. Again, congratulations, Dan Norville, as the Governor's Award for Outstanding EMS Administrator. Before we go to the next category, it is the Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding Contribution to EMS Emergency Preparedness and Response. It's the James A. Noggle Jr. Trophy. For those that remember, Jim was an employee of the Office of EMS, and he was our division manager for EMS emergency operations and was a state and nationally respected administrator in this field. And in honor of him, we have Jim's wife and daughter to be here as we pay tribute to Jim and also this particular category. So we will do the introductions.
The Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding Contribution to EMS Emergency Preparedness and Response, the James A. Noggle Jr. Trophy. And the nominees are Charlottesville Fire Department, Charlottesville Albemarle Rescue Squad, Michelle Cowley, Eastern Virginia Healthcare Coalition, Hampton Roads Metropolitan Medical Response System, Life Care Medical Transport, Inc., Anna McRae, Henrico County Division of Fire, Near Southwest Medical Reserve Corps, Jess Powers, Russell County Emergency Management and Hazardous Materials, John Rice, Loudoun County Fire and Rescue. The Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding Contribution to EMS Emergency Preparedness and Response goes to the Near Southwest Medical Reserve Corps.
The Near Southwest Medical Reserve Corps is a regional unit that covers 5 health districts in the large geographical area of Southwest Virginia. The unit consists of approximately 400 volunteers that provide emergency preparedness and response support in a variety of settings. Volunteers on the Near Southwest Medical Reserve Corps assist in community health events, training programs, influenza points of dispensing, and many other programs to keep Virginia one of the more prepared states in the nation. Most noticeably, The Near Southwest Medical Reserve Corps, working with Carilion Clinic, implemented Stop the Bleed programs and taught the skill to over 2,500 8th and 9th grade students and community members in just over 1 year. The Near Southwest Medical Reserve Corps is dedicated to the community preparedness and works aggressively to teach the public how to assist in emergent circumstances. Again, congratulations to the Near Southwest Medical Reserve Corps.
Our last, but certainly not least award for the evening is the Governor's EMS Award for Excellence in EMS. The nominees are Scott Chamberlain, Fauquier County Fire and Rescue; James Chandler, Tidewater EMS Council; James D. Ferguson, Botetourt County Department of Fire and EMS; Wendy Harrison, Chesterfield Fire and EMS; Terrence McGregor, Lancaster County Emergency Services; Dr. John Morgan, Loudoun County Combined Fire and Rescue System; J.D. Orndorff, Winchester Fire and Rescue Department; Ronald Passmore, Galax Grayson EMS; Gary Rose, Amherst County Public Safety; Chris Vernevine, Loudoun County EMS. The Governor's EMS Award for Excellence in EMS goes to Terrence McGregor of Lancaster County Emergency Services.
Terrence McGregor is currently serving as the Los Angeles County Fire Department's Senior EMS Program Head, but prior to that, he led an extensive career in Virginia's EMS system. Terrence has been an integral part of the EMS system in the Peninsulas region and in the Commonwealth for almost 20 years. He served numerous roles, working diligently to educate future EMS providers, effectively leading EMS agencies, and serving as an advocate for the EMS community. Terrence's career included serving as the Chief of Emergency Services for the County of Lancaster, overseeing all aspects of emergency prevention, planning, mitigation, response, and recovery. He also worked as the Senior Training Specialist assigned to the Richmond Fire Training Academy at the Richmond Department of Fire and Emergency Services. In this capacity, he was responsible for developing training and maintaining certification for over 400 EMS providers working for that department. In addition, Terrence has worked tirelessly to improve the EMS system on the regional and state level. He served on numerous committees during his tenure in both the Peninsulas and Odemsa region, including the Incident Stress Management Team and EMS operations. At the state level, he also served on the Symposium Program Committee. Terrence is an active advocate for the practice and dedication of EMS providers and volunteers for the communities in which he lives and works, contributing to the improvement of public health in those neighborhoods. His dedication to the profession is infectious, whether among his staff, students, or peers, and his example inspires others to strive to be better in the EMS field. Again, the 2018 Governor's Award for Excellence goes to Terrence McGregor. Congratulations. Okay. You may be seated. Thank you, Dr. Jabiri and Scott. Appreciate it. Okay, we're coming towards the end, but we do have two more things that we want to cover with you. And one, I will call on Karen Owens to start walking forward. Karen is the Division Manager for EMS Emergency Operations in OEMS. And if you've noticed a kind of a common theme tonight of mental health and post-traumatic stress and other areas, what the Office of EMS is doing, we are launching an OEMS mental health campaign, and Karen will talk a little bit about that, and you are will be seeing the video for the first time tonight of in the Commonwealth. So, Karen, the podium is yours.
Thanks, I think. Good evening. Bear with me. This is a little close to home given the last few weeks in the Richmond area, so I hope you give me a few minutes, and if I need to collect myself, you understand. Working in public safety is difficult and stressful, and I know what you're thinking. They're giving me time to tell you something you guys already know. And yeah, they are. There's not a person in this room that doesn't appreciate the impact that the calls we respond on as EMS providers, firefighters, and law enforcement officers or the ones that we answer as dispatchers can have on us. Some days are amazing, and they leave us with smiles on our faces, and some days aren't. It's those days that the job isn't amazing that we take the greatest burden. Unfortunately, that burden has created a world where more firefighters, EMTs, and law enforcement officers have died at their own hand than in the line of duty. Tonight, I have the honor of introducing the Make the Call campaign from the Office of EMS. Our goal with this campaign is to remind first responders and those that know and love them that it's okay to make the call. It's okay to reach out for help. It's okay to take care of yourself. As part of this campaign, the Office of EMS will provide access to numerous resources to help providers and agencies not only recognize the signs and symptoms associated with post-traumatic stress, but also understand the training and resources that are available, not just for the first responders, but for the family as well. I'd like to thank Hanover County Fire and EMS, Richmond Ambulance Authority, and Norfolk Police Department for their participation in the video. If just one person is helped by the information provided through this campaign, then we consider it a success. Let's take a look.
You depend on them. You trust them. They have to work time after time. With careful attention and maintenance, the equipment is designed to handle the massive stress and strain of the job. But what about the people that operate it? With the weight of repeated trauma and suffering, first responders may experience depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, and in some cases, suicidal thoughts. Shockingly, first responders are more likely to die by suicide than in the line of duty. Often it's hard to notice or detect when help is needed, which is why it's important to pay careful attention to the condition of those around you. If you or a first responder you know is suffering and needs help, take the first step. Make the call. Talk to someone. Even the strongest require care and attention, or they wear down. The job is tough, and like the equipment you rely on, it's important to recognize when you need the care to continue to perform. Visit vdh.virginia.gov/make-the-call to learn more.
I will circle back to that in a few minutes, but first, as you know, it has become a tradition that OEMS produces an annual video for the closing of the symposium banquet each year. We normally produce a tape that pokes fun at either ourselves in OEMS or as a parody on certain fads, shows, or topics that we adopt. This year, we're going to do something a little bit different, though. Instead of focusing on ourselves, we are recognizing the talents, the fun, and the camaraderie of our public safety partner in law enforcement, the Norfolk Police Department. The Norfolk Police Department also demonstrates their respect of fire and EMS by including everyone in this challenge video. Additionally, we also continue to thank the City of Norfolk for our 20 consecutive years of partnership with hosting the annual Virginia EMS Symposium. Some of you have probably seen this video that we're getting ready to show, but I will ask everyone to stick around afterwards because I will have some very important announcements and information to share with you after the video. So let's take a look.
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces. Styling, wildin', living it up in the city. Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent. Gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fire, man, I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man, I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am, I'm too hot. And my band bought that money, break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop. Skip it. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Before we leave, let me tell y'all a little something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sexed and flown it. If you freak dead and own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sexed and flown it. Well, it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh!
That was fun, wasn't it? It's a good way to end the banquet this year. As I said earlier, next year will mark our 40th annual Virginia EMS Symposium, and we want to funk it up next year ourselves. So we're already planning many surprises and special events, activities, but to take off on the video that you just saw, as well as the mental health campaign that Karen Owens presented, by approximately March of 2019, OEMS will post on our website and blast out through social media to all EMS agencies and providers in Virginia announcing a contest and guidelines for any EMS agency that develops their own lip-sync video or mental health campaign. And if you share that with OEMS, and we will pick no less than 10 videos and or campaigns and up to 5 EMS providers per agency to win free registration to next year's symposium. So at least 10 different agencies, up to 5, and we may even expand those numbers. So look out for that, and we want to have fun, and I think we will next year. So in closing, the dates for next year are November the 6th through the 10th, 2019. We'll be right back here. All award winners, please stay for pictures afterwards. Please come up here. When the Marriott in Sheraton open for reservations for 2019, OEMS will provide all attendees that information at least a week before reservations are open. We will blast that information out to you. And please join us on the 3rd floor for the annual EMS Symposium Dance, and have a good time. And again, thank you for coming out to this year's banquet. We really do, in the Office of EMS, we appreciate everything you do. You make our system the best in the country, and we're really proud of it, and thank you so much. And safe travels home.